Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In our last lesson we have already discussed about the nucleases, and today we are going to cover up one another manipulative enzyme, that is the polymerases. So polymerases are the enzymes which are involved in the synthesis of a new DNA strand. And we have read about these enzymes in detail in the process of replication in case of prokaryotes. There we have seen that two major DNA polymerases were working in the process. The first one is the DNA polymerase 3 and second one is the DNA polymerase 1. And the major function in the process has been played by the DNA polymerase 3 because it is the enzyme which is going to synthesize a new DNA strand, taking a parent strand as a template. Okay, then we have DNA polymerase 1, which has two major functions to perform. The first function is to remove the RNA primers from the DNA strand, and the second one is to fill up the gaps formed by the removal of these RNA primers. So these are the major roles which a DNA polymerase 3 and 1 generally plays in the process of replication. Now how they are going to function in the process of recombinant DNA technology, that we have to discuss. So let's get started with these polymerases in detail. So polymerases, as we have discussed, the enzymes which are involved in the synthesis of a DNA strand, taking a parent strand as a template. Then there are different types of DNA polymerases that can be used as a manipulative enzyme. So the first category in this is the DNA polymerase 1, which is also known as Kornberg enzyme, and we can just take these DNA polymerases from the bacteria, that is E. coli. Okay. Then these DNA polymerase 1, they have major functions to perform in the manipulation of any kind of DNA. So first of all, they can attach to a single stranded region of the DNA. They can fill up the nicks which are being formed, and they can also degrade the existing strand and form a new strand in place of that existing DNA strand. So this point we are going to understand with the help of diagram later on. But for now, you should understand that these DNA polymerases, they can fill up the gaps in between the DNA strands, and when they are filling up the gaps, they can degrade the existing strand and again synthesize that degraded DNA strand. Okay. Now these DNA polymerases have three types of activities. It has 5' to 3' polymerase activity, means in the 5' to 3' direction it can lead to the addition of the nucleotides. Then it has 5' to 3' exonuclease activity, means it can degrade the DNA strand in the 5' to 3' direction, or we can say the removal of primers from the 5' to 3' direction. Then it has the 3' to 5' exonuclease, and this activity is basically working as a proofreading activity, because whenever there is some mispairing in between the base pairs, this activity is going to remove those mispairs and correct the mispairing. So this is what happens in this case. So here you can see DNA polymerase 1, it has dual activity. It has polymerase activity as well as nuclease activity. So it is going to add the nucleotides in the 5' to 3' direction, and it is also going to remove the nucleotides in the 5' to 3' direction, especially if we talk about the primers. Moreover, it can also lead to the degradation of the existing DNA strand in the 5' to 3' direction. Then it has the 3' to 5' exonuclease activity, which is involved in proofreading, means it is going to remove the mispairing of the base pairs and correct them so that mutations won't occur. Next in the category we have Kleinow fragment. So it is a kind of modified DNA polymerase 1. Why we are saying it as a modified DNA polymerase 1? Because whenever DNA polymerase 1 is being treated with proteases like your subtylicin or trypsin, what it does, it cleaves these DNA polymerases into fragments. Okay, and when these DNA polymerases comes into the fragment form, what happens? The nuclease activity, the 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity will be removed from these enzymes, and these enzymes will only be means retained with the polymerase activity or polymerase function, that too in the 5 prime to 3 prime direction. So this Klenau fragment is a modified DNA polymerase 1 which only has the 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase activity and 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease activity, but it does not have 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity. So it can only synthesize a DNA, but it cannot degrade the DNA, or it cannot degrade the existing DNA, we can say, right? So the nuclease activity is contained in the first 323 amino acids of the polypeptide. So the removal of this segment leaves a modified enzyme, and that retains only the polymerase function but is unable to degrade the DNA. The modified enzyme is known as Klenau fragment, and Klenau fragment can synthesize a DNA or can seal a nick, but it cannot degrade the DNA strand and synthesize a new one. Okay, it has two activities basically: 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase activity and 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease activity, because the 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity have been removed because of the proteases, right? Fragmentation because of the proteases. Then third category we have is the Taq DNA polymerase, which is a type of DNA polymerase 1, and it can be obtained from the bacterium Thermus aquaticus, which can be isolated from hot springs. And this is generally used in the polymerase chain reaction because it can tolerate high degree of temperature. And when in this polymerase chain reaction, when we use the temperature 94 degrees Celsius, it cannot this enzyme cannot be degraded at this high temperature too. So that is why we use this enzyme, that is Taq polymerase, in case of polymerase chain reaction. So Taq DNA polymerase are thermostable and they are resistant to denaturation by heat treatment, because of which it is suitable for PCR, and it won't be inactivated or deactivated because of the temperature in the reaction when it is raised to 94 degrees Celsius. Okay, so the DNA will be denatured, but the enzyme will not be affected by the high temperature. It also has two type of activities it can perform: 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase activity, and it has 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity. In case of Klenau fragment, we have seen that it has the 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase activity, but it does not have 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity. But in case of Taq DNA polymerase, it has both these activities, the 5 prime to 3 prime polymerase activity as well as 5 prime to 3 prime exonuclease activity, but it does not have 3 prime to 5 prime exonuclease activity. So the proofreading activity is been lacking in this particular enzyme. It cannot proofread the DNA strand. So even if there is any kind of mutation or mispairing in between the base pairs, it cannot remove those mispairings, or it cannot correct the mutations. So next in the category we have is the reverse transcriptase, which is an enzyme which takes RNA as a template, and against this RNA template it designs the DNA strand. Okay, so that is why it is known as RNA directed DNA polymerase, and it was discovered independently by two scientists, that is Howard Temin and David Baltimore, and for that they have won the Nobel Prize. Now these enzymes can be utilized or used in the synthesis of complementary DNA libraries, or we can say cDNA libraries. Now we have certain diagrams here with the help of which you can easily understand the whole processes carried out by these enzymes. So first diagram is a normal reaction in which a template DNA strand is there, and using this template DNA strand, the DNA polymerase can synthesize the another DNA strand against it. Okay, so here are the primers, and by utilizing these primers it can form the DNA strand against this template. Then we have DNA polymerase 1. So the major function of this DNA polymerase 1 is to fill out the gaps in between the DNA strands after the synthesis of the DNA by the DNA polymerase 3. So here are the nicks which is being created because of the RNA primer removal or by anything, any kind of mutation or anything. So when this nick is being created, DNA polymerase 1 just fill out these nicks, and while filling these nicks it also just remove the existing strand and resynthesize this strand. Okay, so these two functions are generally performed by the DNA polymerase 1. Then we have Kleinow fragment. So Kleinow fragment, it only has 5' to 3' polymerase activity, and it does not have 5' to 3' exonuclease activity. So it only is going to synthesize the DNA, but it is not going to degrade the existing DNA strand. So here you can see only the nick is being filled and the remaining strand remain as it is. Okay. Then we have reverse transcriptase. So reverse transcriptase, it takes RNA as a template and it synthesizes the DNA strand against this RNA template. So here you can see, using this RNA template, the reverse transcriptase can synthesize a DNA strand. So that's it for today's lecture. In next lecture, we will be discussing some other manipulative enzymes. So till then, take care. Bye-bye.